My name is Karina Desjardins, and 8 years from now, I see myself being a sheriff's officer. Now, let me tell you, the main difference between a police officer and a sheriff's officer is that a sheriff's officer has the jurisdiction of the county, deals with law enforcement, and now police officer is jurisdiction area. It is a city, town, or village. Now, that's the main difference. Now, for my job description for a sheriff's officer, the job duties include patrolling the area, emergency responses, disputes, also criminal investigation, and serving out warrants. Now, the workforce skills that are going to be needed and that is going to be very helpful is ability to take orders and also maintain a level-headed demeanor. Another important workforce skill is the capacity to learn. You're always going to be learning something new. There's a lot of information that you could always be obtaining. So you really need to stay focused, stay open-minded. Now, definitely 8 years from now, I see myself holding my associate's degree from Valencia, majoring in criminal justice, and also my bachelor's degree from UCF. And I would like to get that in public administration. I'm gonna walk up to them and see if we can talk to them. So hopefully they're willing to speak with us. Hi. I'm a college student and I'm doing trying to conduct an interview if you guys are willing to. We're supposed to. They completely shut us down, but that's not gonna stop me from finding somebody who is willing to talk about their job. So we're just on to the next one and hopefully we'll find somebody by the end of the day. We are at the Orange County Sheriff's Office, so hopefully we can get somebody to speak to and answer all of our questions. Excuse me, I was wondering if I could ask you some questions. I'm a college student, just based on what you do and everything.
I can't do it right now since I'm in training, but there might be somebody else around, I don't know. Alright, you could probably set up an appointment with somebody too, I don't know. Or if you go to like one of the substations, I might be able to help you out with that.
Oh, where are those located?
Yeah.
Alright, thank you. And what's your position?
Right now I am the recruiting sergeant for HRD Recruiting and Selections.
And what type of degrees do you possess?
I have a associate's from Valencia. I'm currently working on my bachelor's degree from Columbia College in public administration.
Okay, any likes or dislikes from your job right now?
Well, I mean, there's plenty. That's a long list. We can talk at hours at length about likes. Particularly about recruiting, I like to be in the office or in the section that deals with the new hires, the new recruits as they're coming in. I get to meet them right on the onset, right at the hiring process, right from day one. When they're still in civilian clothes, they're new to the agency, I get to be a part of that process, I get to be a part of the experience. And of course, I get to be a mentor, I get to be a teacher. That's one of the best parts of the job. The parts that I like the least, of course, one is we are so busy. So busy. Every day seems like it's an emergency or something's on fire. It's really hard to stop and take your breath. And sometimes you're just so busy you don't get time to do all the things you actually want to do throughout the day.
Anything you don't like about your job?
As you mean as law enforcement in general?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, there's plenty of things. Let's see. One of the most frustrating as a cop, as a deputy, is putting somebody in jail or doing a good job or a good investigation, and whether that's returning the property back to the victim or finding who committed the crime, and then unfortunately finding out that they got out of jail the same day or a couple days later, and that's all the punishment they got. That's very frustrating.
And how long you've been doing this for?
This will be year 18 for me.
18?
18 years.
Oh wow, that's a long time. What age do you think you might retire by?
Well, I actually have another 18 years to go.
18.
So I will be, let's see, at 18 years, I will be 50, I'll be 60 by then.
60. Is there a certain age you have to hit before you could decide to retire?
No, we don't have mandatory retirement. It's not like a federal job where they retire you at a certain age. As long as you can do the job and perform the duties, you can stay as long as you want.
Okay. What are the qualifications, the minimum to even become?
Bare minimum qualifications, right? So you have to be, I mean, there's a long list, but out of the top of my head, you have to be 21 years of age. You have to have if you don't have a degree, you have to have at least 60 college credits. So not an associate's, but 60 college credits. You have to be a U.S. citizen, you have to have a valid driver's license, no use of drugs, good driving history, military preferred, and that's just off of the top of my head.
So to become one, it just depends on you.
Well, correct. Yeah, we have different routes. If you want to be sponsorship to the academy, so that means you're in school or you're not in school, and you said, Sheriff's Office, I want you to hire me and put me through the academy. So in order to go that route, well, we have some requirements. That one, we want you to have a degree. We want you to have a degree. We want you to have, we prefer if you have military experience. We have veterans preference. We prefer that you get a clean driving record, everything I mentioned. If you don't want to be sponsored, okay, then you can have a second route, and that is you put yourself to the academy. But you pay your own way to the academy, you go and do everything. While you're in the academy, then you can apply with us. That one, we're a little bit more lenient. That one you can have, you don't necessarily need the degree, but you can have 60 college credits.
Because I almost went through the academy, but I also knew that even if you did the academy, you still needed more credits.
Yeah, well, what you want to do is, what I'm telling you are the bare minimum, right? It's like making a D. You're barely scraping by, or like a C minus, right? So remember, you're competing against people from all over the country. So you want to make yourself the most competitive. So if you have an associate's, that's great. We prefer a bachelor's. If you have a bachelor's, go get a master's. If you don't know a language, learn the language. And if we really also emphasize, try to get a job in some type of security. So loss prevention. Loss prevention, some of these places that you've seen them, they're private security firms. They patrol what looks like a little patrol car, and they're in uniform. We prefer that you go and get that experience as well, because that will help you become acclimated and familiar with what we do in the Sheriff's Office. So
yeah, that's
anything. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, that's the route that I decided to take. I want to first get my associate's degree, then get a job like somewhere in that field, like you said, like security or something, while I'm still furthering my bachelor's degree. And,
correct.
And then just get a better job from there and just kind of work my way in the system.
Because imagine if you're the employer and now you've got several candidates in front of you. What is going to make me choose candidate A over candidate B? Right? Because I don't know you, right? So all I'm looking is a piece of paper. So you have to make yourself the most competitive you can. Make that piece of paper look the best that you can, and everything counts. Don't discount any training, any experience, anything you bring to the table that's going to give you that edge over that other person. I always tell the students, go ahead and do it. Go ahead, whatever that is, go ahead and do it.
So let's say, since I'm taking the school route and getting the associates and going to be furthering my degree, do I still need to go through the academy?
Well, no matter what happens, you always have to go to the academy.
Okay.
Academy always happens, okay? Whether it happens if you're sponsorship, okay? Well, the way sponsorship works is you get hired before you go to the academy. So now you're sponsored. We are sponsoring you to go to the academy. So you have a salary. You're already hired and you're on the books. You're an employee of the Sheriff's Office. You go to the academy. You have a salary during the academy. Upon graduation and completion of the state exam, you then come to us. We swear you in, and then your salary increases. That's sponsorship.
So everybody has to have a sponsorship, or you don't have to have one?
Certified is the other route. Certified is where a law enforcement agency doesn't hire you. You, out of your own pocket, pay for the academy. You are currently enrolled in the academy, taking classes, working towards your state certification. Then you apply with us. We hire you during the academy. Okay, you're not sponsored, you're certified. That's a different route.
And what makes us stand out that you guys would want to sponsor one of us?
Like I said, education, what you bring to the table, any other language skills, any other talent or skills that you might have. For example, some of the people that apply with us, let's say, run their own business. They have management skills. They know how to, that tells us, let's say it's a small company, they have 4 or 5 employees. Well, we know, 1, that they have management skills, 2, that they can lead, 3, that they can manage other people. They're some type of leader. So that's just one example of many that we can give you.
Do you have any questions for him?
Say you have any recent, say misdemeanor, just like a misdemeanor, you can still join.
That in particular, that's on a case-per-case basis. Okay, so we would have to know, obviously, all the particulars about it, the surrounding circumstances. It doesn't disqualify you right off the bat, but again, that we would have to have a private conversation and know the details about it. All right?
And just to go back again, you said for your degrees you have an associate's at Valencia.
I have an associate from Valencia, and I'm currently enrolled in Columbia College for public administration.
For your bachelor's.
I'm sorry, yeah, from a
Oh,
bachelor's.
okay. Do you see yourself furthering besides the bachelor's, or you think you're going to be done after the
Oh
bachelor's?
no, I'm going for a master's.
Master's,
Going for a
okay.
master's. You have to think, what is life after the sheriff's office?
Mm-hmm.
So nowadays, people are retiring later in life. In fact, we have something that's going on right now. Is people who have retired are returning to the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
They're joining the workforce. So what can I do today to prepare myself for tomorrow? And you got to think that far ahead.
Mm-hmm.
That what's your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, your 10-year plan? So when I retire, I'm still going to be relatively young. What am I going to do? So if I'm not in law enforcement, I want to get a degree, or I want to have the tools necessary to go do something else. And I'll be brand new in the workforce. I got to bring something to the table for the company, whoever that might be, to hire me.
So when you retire from law enforcement, you could receive retirement pay and then still go out and get a different type of job?
Oh, absolutely. When you retire, for county deputies, we're an FRS, which is the Florida Retirement System. So I will receive my retirement, my pension from FRS, but I mean, I can either do what most people do, which is stay home at that age and just go work at Publix, saying as a bagger, greeting people, or I can go do something else. And at that age, I mean, I am the type of person, I need to do something. I need to work at something. Sitting home, I don't know that I can do that. So if I can, I'll get my master's and go work for, I don't know, something else, anything else.
And one last question. Do you have any advice for me
As far as what?
as becoming into law enforcement?
Again, it's what we touched upon. You have to sit there and think hard. What can I do to prepare? What is going to make me, like I said, when they see that piece of paper with my name on it, my resume, whatever that may be, why are they going to stop and take a look at me as opposed to the other person next to me? Whatever that may be. Whether you volunteer at church, whether you volunteer in the community, whether you join the Peace Corps, whether you join the reserves in the military, whether you help build houses for the less fortunate. I mean, you name it. If you can do it because they're going to give you an edge. Whether you're class president, you're part of a sorority or fraternity, are you into sports? Are you into working out? We look at all that stuff, and it kind of gives us a well-rounded picture of who is this person that we're going to ask to join our brotherhood, our agency. So anything you can do to give you that edge, do it.
Okay. That's about it for the questions that I have. You pretty much answered everything, and I appreciate you taking the time out to answer these questions for me.
Oh, not a problem. Anytime. All right, good luck in your project, guys.
Thank you.
So are you in the process right now, or?
Oh yeah, I go to Valencia College. I'm studying criminal justice,
Okay.
and from there, I'm gonna probably transfer to UCF.
But you haven't applied with us.
No, not yet.
Okay. So, all right. Yeah, do you have military? Language skills?
No, I don't really know yet. A little bit of Spanish, but not
A little bit of Spanish. Do you understand it?
Yeah,
You speak it?
a little bit. At my job, I have a lot of tourists come in and stuff, so that helps me with the practice that I get with trying to translate and help them find what they need.
Okay. Where do you work at?
New Balance, essentially. So,
Okay, New Balance? Yeah.
Balance.
Yeah, okay. So, in your case, how soon before you finish your associates?
I just started, so maybe 2 years minimum.
Okay. See, so in your case, you could apply with us, and you're working at New Balance. When you finish your associates, what we do sometimes is, when we have candidates that are on the fence, so we have them call recruiter or email us, be like, hey, I'm interested, these are my qualifications, do you mind taking a look at me? Every so often we'll look at you, and I am a field recruiter, and we have our in-house, our staff recruiters. So what we have them do is we'll have them look at your file, and that way they can tell you, listen, we think you need more experience. That way we don't waste your time, we don't get your hopes up, all right? But again, just remember, most of the people that hire with us have a bachelor's degree. Or,
That's why, like, after associates, like, I want to kind of move from New Balance, maybe do security or the
Right.
call answer center, something basic just to
Yep.
get in while I'm, furthering my bachelor's degree, and then after that, then apply to you guys or something further up.
another thing people do, okay, see, there's a million things you can do.